problem we're looking at now, you can tell that the common denominator, or there is no common denominator. However, it looks like it's offset by a -1. So what do we do in this case? What can we do to continue with this problem? Well, let's continue the problem by looking at a clever version of 1. I'm going to multiply the second expression by a clever version of 1. And the one I'm going to choose is a -1 over -1. Now we know that that is itself 1, and 1 multiplied by any expression, that expression remains unchanged. So those two expressions are exactly the same value. The only difference is the second one's multiplied by a clever version of 1, which itself again doesn't change its value at all. So let's multiply this through, see where this goes. Maybe it's expected, maybe not. -1 times the top, that gives me a -4x minus a 5. The denominator, -1 times a 5 gives me a -5. -1 times x gives me a positive x. And then with just a little bit of manipulation of our algebra right there, that goes to x squared over x minus 5 plus minus 4x minus 5 all over. Commutative property allows me to rearrange those terms, x minus 5. So you can see now that I do have some common terms. Okay, the only magic that was there, and it wasn't magic if you understand what we did, is we just multiplied through the second expression by 1. The 1 that I chose, it's a clever version of 1, was -1 over -1. And that allowed me to create or find a common denominator. From here, we continue on as we've done before. We collect our like terms in the numerator. The denominator remains an x minus 5. The numerator, I have an x squared minus a 4x minus a 5. Now this parentheses, they weren't important in this particular problem because this addition did not change those signs. If it was a subtraction, very important. But I just get in a habit of putting parentheses around those just as a reminder. So in case I have a brain freeze one moment, at least I'm kind of in the habit of doing that. All right, let's see the top factors just to see if